Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. So, all right. So I'm going to talk about Officer Demetrius Henry, who seemed to be possibly the main culprit involved in this thing with, the death of Tyree Nichols. At the end of the day, the whole thing is sad. The whole scenario is sad. But as we get closer to the weekend, I'm basically going to break this down and talk about pretty much a lot of the angles, how everybody going to have an angle with this. Just like how everybody had an angle with the Will Smith thing, who it didn't even really involve. But at the end of the day, you thinking about what possibly transpired, what led to this. And if dude was that weak, Demetrius Henry, according to reports, that basically this dude threw his life away over a woman, that just goes to show you the mental weakness that he has. Now they're saying allegedly that he has some kind of history with this dude. And then based off that video, it's starting to make a little bit more sense based off the fact how everything transpired and how everything went down. And I'm going to talk about some additional charges that could be possibly brought up. I don't know how Memphis laws work, but I can give you an idea how some of this stuff works in California. But they're saying that he might have been having, some kind of relationship because he worked at FedEx and he was having some kind of relationship with Demetrius Henry's, mother of his child. And they're saying it might have led to this. And then they're saying after the damage was done to him that he allegedly, Demetrius Henry, took a picture of him and sent it to her. Man, dude been watching too much of that movie Revenge or something with Kevin Costner or something. Look at me, I did this. And if he really did that, he's toast. He's toast. Because now you're talking about something that was premeditated. And then also, you can make an argument that they sought after him and that this was planned, this was orchestrated. So now you're talking about a bogus stop, which to me, they should be charged with kidnapping. Doesn't matter whether he took off or not, because this was orchestrated. And they also should be charged with torture. And if you want to, you can sprinkle a little bit of terrorism on it. I want y'all to understand how heinous this is. That you went to the extreme to get together with your fellow officers. Now, they supposed to be part of, this is all alleged, of a unit called the Scorpion Unit, because I'm saying allegedly because I haven't, looked at all the facts. So you just want to make sure. So you're just saying allegedly of a unit called the Scorpion Unit. But I want you to understand the severity of this, like, based in how, you know what I'm saying, how you just, there's only one way to put this with that officer and his fellow officers, just stupidity. Not only did this dude throw his life away and ruin his life, ruin his career, he ruined the careers of 5 other officers. And now this has became a high-profile nationwide case. In an example study, which there ain't nothing to study because this has been going on for years. This has been going on for years, decades. You can pretty much make an argument a century. And keep in mind, we coming off an election, so of course everybody, you know, has an angle with this. You know, everybody. But just to see that this dude, the mental capability of this dude, let me get this straight. You orchestrated this while in uniform. On duty. And then when you watch the video in its entirety, it's like, yeah. And then what made it so insulting, them dudes sitting up there conjuring like and kicking it like it's just like they came from shooting hoop at the park. And that's what made it so bad. Because you gotta be kidding me. Not a feeling in the world. And then when you see the cameras, the street cameras, because they were really trying to cover up, they were basically trying to, you know, they were going into character. You heard them talk about, yeah, I seen him look like he was trying to reach from a service weapon and all that kind of stuff. And then to see them handcuff the dude and kick him repeatedly and then punch him repeatedly, that was just it was just horrible to watch something like that. It was just horrible to watch something like this, like this unfold right before your eyes. And then watch them try to sit up there and try to get their stories together and conjure up a good lie, because the body cams wasn't showing you everything, and there were certain angles they were standing in, so you couldn't see what was happening. But they thought they were slick. But those street cameras that I guess they didn't know existed really told the story of what really went on. And then the way they approached him aggressively. So like I said before, this dude ain't very smart at all. Not only did he bring shame to himself, he brought shame to his badge and his police department. Now I'm gonna talk about the situation with Jason Whitlock and D.L. Hughley later on, because I find it very amusing. These two, out of all people. Because to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of neither one of these dudes, and I find it hilarious. And I'm gonna speak on both of them, either in the same video or separately. But yeah, that's all I have to say really about, you know, Demetrius Henry. I think he should be brought up on the most charges, because at the end of the day, they might could find a way to charge him under special circumstances, because at the end of the day, this was premeditated. And I think they should try to find a way to charge him with some kind of premeditated murder. And that's just real talk. I think dudes should never see the light of day again. But that just goes to show you how sometimes the mental weakness and capacity of some brothers. Like I said, I want y'all to let that sink in. This dude threw his whole life away in his career and destroyed the lives of not only him and 5 fellow officers because of whatever jealousy. Now, I don't know enough about the woman because she hasn't came forward, haven't heard her side of the story, and I'm asking dudes, you know, because some dudes are already blaming her. You know, let's see what happens. Let's see what she has to say if she comes forward. But yeah, I want that to sink in. A police officer threw his life down the drain over a woman that he was no longer with. He sat up there and possibly plotted, basically violated a man's civil rights, civil liberties, just so he could call himself trying to send a message to her, and then was unintelligent enough not to record it. So basically, he let stupidity and his ego basically possibly destroy his life. Well, not possibly destroy his life. There you have it. It's your boy Tail Biz. I'm out.